So, guys, it's amazing to have Sai with us. Sai is basically doing a day-long workshop on 9th, which is a pre-conference workshop in ATA GTR 2022. First of all, thank you so much, Sai, for coming on board as our pre-conference workshop presenter along with Srini. And along with that, I would like to first of all request Sai to introduce himself and Srini, and then we'll take this conversation ahead. So,
Sure.
go ahead, Sai.
Thanks, Aditya. Thanks for having us, in this conference. We're very glad that we are a part of it. To give a brief intro about me, I'm Sai and I work with ThoughtWorks as a lead consultant, and I've been contributing to open source for quite some time. And I'm also an active contributor to Appium and also maintainer of Java client along with Srinivasan Sekar. Yeah, that's about me. And Srini is not here, for whatever reasons he's not here. So it's fine. Yeah.
Great, thank you so much. And your workshop title sounds very interesting. It is all about Appium 2.0. But I would request you to introduce our audience about what do you plan to cover in this 8 hours in this unique advanced workshop that we are planning to do.
Sure. Like most of you would be knowing that Appium 1.x has come to an end of life. So as a community, we don't support 1.x and everything is moved towards Appium 2. So in this workshop, what me and Srini are going to talk about is Appium's 2.0 architecture, what all changes have come through, and uh, how Appium 2 is come into the driver and plugin architecture, and it's decoupled the entire driver concept. So we're going to talk about it. What are the changes that Appium 2 was brought in from a server side? And as a part of this workshop, we're going to use Java client. So Java client 8 has gone through a massive, migration out from 7. So we're going to be using that. We're going to talk a bit about Appium's Java client to work very well with Appium 2.0. And along with this, we are also going to talk about W3C actions where, some of the gestures that you use in your day-to-day life or any of your automation testing in your mobile, like swipe, scroll, double tap, two finger, pin zoom and stuff, right? So we're going to talk about some of these, how you could automate by using W3C actions with these gestures. I know a lot of people who've been using Appium would be using touch actions, but that's been deprecated and soon will be removed. So we're going to talk about all the new stuffs, right? What is deprecated? We're not going to talk about those. We're going to talk about all the new stuff, and this workshop will have examples, exercises on how you could use Appium 2 as well as along with some of these W3C actions as well. And at the end, if time could permit, we'll also talk about some of the practical tips, right? So when you get into your real projects, what are the tips and tricks that you could consider when you're automating in your CIs? What are some of the capabilities that you could think of? And also, people could be interested. How can I do parallel testing, right? We might not be able to cover the entire parallel testing in the given time because we have so many topics to cover in that 8 hours of time. But we definitely will introduce you to parallel testing as well, to what are the things that you need to look at from your test automation framework side when you want to run parallelly in your CIs. So these are some of the stuff that we're going to cover as a part of this workshop, Aditya.
Great. I think this is amazing. So is it really meant for people who are already into test automation journey and they are doing Appium? And is it something that can be picked up for somebody who is doing web automation using Selenium? So whom do you think would this workshop will make a lot of sense?
See, anyone with a basic Appium knowledge would be great to have in this. Even if people do not have basic knowledge, that's absolutely okay because we're going to start from scratch to talk about Appium 2's architecture, right? So the way that me and Srini are going to start off this is to make people understand how a command from a client code is getting executed onto your mobile. So that's like a full architecture we're going to talk about. So people, even without Appium knowledge can be a part of this. And there's no restriction, only it should be a QA, it can be a dev, it can be QA, people who are into test automation. And folks who have used Selenium can also relate to a lot of these things because Appium is on top of Selenium. So that's okay to have even people with Selenium knowledge in this workshop.
Right. And a lot of people think that it is little hard to do automation and all. Do you think that it can be picked up by somebody who knows little basic Java? What exactly is your thoughts on that?
See, in this workshop, we are not focusing on more of test automation aspects. In this workshop, we're going to introduce things to people which are very new, right? Appium from 1, it's gone to 2. The changes in it, right? The concepts. This entire day-long workshop is something that we're going to introduce people is all about concepts, right? How you would want to use certain APIs and what should be a thought process to put into it. And all that what we're going to cover in these workshops are something that you might not find a lot over the internet, because Appium 2 is in its exit state of the beta and it's coming into alpha, a bit of documentation left. So not a lot of documentation around. As contributors, we've been looking the code about day in, day out for, like, from the first beta. So all that what we're going to cover with the 2.0 architecture and W3C actions and gestures or something, which you might not find a lot documented over the internet. This is all pure coming out of experience and being contributors.
Amazing. I'm sure that this would be something which a lot of our community people and test engineers and QA engineers would be looking forward to. And I would
Yeah,
personally be also looking forward to this wonderful workshop. Really
fantastic.
want to thank you and Srini for coming on board on this pre-conference workshop. Thank you so much, Sai. Thanks.
Thank you, Aditya. Thanks for having us. We are looking forward for this workshop too.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.